Marshal DG CAPS, esteemed veterans, distinguished panelists, serving officers, participants from the Indian Armed Forces and Civil Services, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you. As a part of the 19th Subroto Mukherjee Memorial Seminar, it is indeed a privilege for me to deliver the inaugural address and share my thoughts on a topic that is constantly evolving and very dynamic. There is a book which is the Bible for any proponent of international relations, authored by Hedley Bull. And in his book, The Anarchical Society, Hedley Bull has defined world order as patterns or dispositions of human activity that sustain the primary goal of social life amongst mankind as a whole. Human beings and states are basic units and an indispensable part of the world order. Both are rooted in the past, function in the present, and are driven by images of the future. The natural fallout of this definition of world order is the concept of balance of power. Balance of power is a non-negotiable principle of political realism in which two or more states or a group of states act in concert politically, economically, or militarily to try and hold in check a powerful state or a group of states from gaining predominance and dictating the others. The inherently unstable period in the early part of last century, from 1915 to 1945, could be termed as a period of a multipolar world. World War II saw the end of multipolar world and heralded the arrival of USA into world politics. Together with USSR, they would go on to dominate the global arena for the next half century. The breakup of USSR marked the end of a bipolar world and saw the beginning of a unipolar world with the United States of America as the sole superpower. The period from 1989 to 90 till now has seen the USA as the dominant power, as there were no real challenges to its position. This allowed greater room for the superpower to maneuver and get involved in international issues, not necessarily coinciding with national interests. According to structural realists, unipolarity is unstable because it progresses towards multipolarity as other powers will seek to break the hegemony of superpowers. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a very significant feature of the emerging world order. A rising China and a resurgent Russia are seen as the biggest challenges to American dominance. Coupled with this is the shifting of the economic center of gravity from the Atlantic to the Indo-Pacific, to which India and China are significant contributors. When we look at India, there are many things going our way. Our economic progress, our military might, political stability, and diplomatic deftness has put us at the center stage and announced to the world that India has arrived. The window of demographic dividend opportunity available in a 50-year period starting from 2005 to approximately 2055. This 50-year period is longer than any other country in the world. This is a bulk of working age population that will not last long, and it must be exploited. In an increasing anarchic world, thinkers and writers in the field of international relations, be it Machiavelli, Kautilya, Kant, or Mearsheimer, they all broadly agreed that the international order follows the principle of Matsanyaya, that is, the bigger fish eat the smaller ones. In such a system, the only way to secure one's interests is to have adequate power to balance the power of the adversary. This power refers to the comprehensive national power, the CNP, the collective might of a nation. Our neighborhood continues to remain volatile and uncertain. Amidst this volatility, we must enhance our collective strength by partnering with nations which share common beliefs and values. We must use our image as a stable country with considerable economic heft to forge mutually beneficial relationships and strategic partnerships. It is essential that we retain our strategic autonomy And to do that, in my opinion, a strategy of balancing, as espoused by John Mearsheimer, would be the way forward. When we look at the Indo-Pacific region, we see great power politics in play, where an established superpower is increasingly being challenged by an established regional power with global ambitions. The outcome of this great power competition will have repercussions for all major players in the region. In the existing world order, where national interests and real politics dictate the actions of state players, there will always be an overlap between competition and cooperation. A healthy competition has the potential for meaningful cooperation. Greater awareness of each other's concerns and aspirations is an essential building block for mutual trust, and this needs to be our guiding principle. We must develop our own strategy to survive and thrive amidst this competition without losing sight of our long-term objectives. This has been on display through India's balanced position at the United Nations on the ongoing conflicts, as well as its decision to act in the national interest regarding import of oil at the best prices, despite pressure from various quarters. The actions that we take today and the policies that we adopt will determine the trajectory of our position in the world order in the coming decades. From an air power perspective, the Indian Air Force will be expected to contribute across the full spectrum of conflicts. Air power has the capability to deter, defend, and if required, punish the adversary in any conflict. Even at the lower end of the spectrum, during a no war, no peace situation or in purely peacetime situations, the Indian Air Force has been and will continue to contribute effectively in the pursuit of our national objectives. Indian Air Force's response during the various calamities like floods, earthquakes, and the COVID pandemic, both within our borders and in the region, contributed towards India's growing eminence in the world order. The Indian Air Force needs to evolve into an aerospace power, and to do so, there is a need to develop the capability to fight and win tomorrow's wars. Multi-domain operations and hybrid warfare are here to stay, and therefore we must realign and reform to keep pace with technologies to remain relevant. There are certain critical deficiencies like shortages of fighter squadrons and force multipliers which need to be addressed on priority to retain our combat edge. The Atmanirbhar Bharat or Make in India programs will bolster indigenous defense manufacturing in the country. We need to focus more on research and development with an aim to manufacture on our own rather than relying on minor indigenization of foreign products. The government has been very supportive to this cause and has taken giant steps in supporting Indian companies and academia with necessary policy formulation by providing a conducive environment. I have no doubt in my mind that our industry partners, MSMEs, academia, and think tanks will give full impetus in realizing India's aspiration of achieving strategic autonomy in defense production. This seminar is spread across 2 sessions in which India's strategic autonomy, regional alignments, and challenges for India when the world is in flux will be discussed. I am sure the sessions will bring out interesting viewpoints and also recommend tangible and workable solutions for the nation to take note of. Ladies and gentlemen, there can be no soft power without adequate and credible hard power. Only when the borders, the airspace, our coastlines are secure will India flourish. In the end, I would like to leave you with a statement made by our Honorable Prime Minister, and in his words, राष्ट्र की सुरक्षा के लिए ना किसी के दबाव में काम होगा, ना प्रभाव में, और ना ही किसी के अभाव में. On that note, I wish the Head of Air Power Studies all the very best for the conduct of this seminar. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind.